Welcome to Get Wrecked, a podcast brought to you by Rectify Gaming. It's about video gaming, as you may or may not have imagined. Esports, general video games, logging on to things, stuff of that nature, I think. I am one of your hosts, Evan.
I'm Nick Bilz.
Yeah, and I'm another one of your hosts.
That's right. We are...
My name's Garrett.
Garrett's here. Nick's here. And look, I'm trying not to talk about politics or anything on this show, but this is an issue very near and dear to my heart, so I have to bring it up.
And it deals with celebrities that we care about.
Of course, big celebrities. A-listers in the video game scene.
Yeah.
We're talking about Toad.
Defines a generation.
For those of you who don't know, Stormy Daniels, who is a pornography star, she stars in the pornography.
Now, when you say pornography...
I mean, well...
I know it when I see it.
Can someone really describe pornography? I mean, what is... honestly, I think everything is pornography.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of ambiguous if you ask me.
Pornography is like art. It's subjective.
You can pretty much type anything into Google image search, turn that safe search off, and just go to town. No, you're never safe.
But Toad, our innocent little friend.
Little vest.
Yeah. A friend to Italians of all sizes and overall colors.
That's what Toad says.
He sounds like that, and he says those things.
He drives a car.
He's so nice. He was compared to the President of the United States peen. Apparently, Donald J. Trump's peen looks like our little friend Toad.
Do you think it has the vest on it?
It's gotta, right? It's gotta have the vest or maybe a tennis racket.
The red spots.
Just look, leave him alone, okay? But I thought, being the opportunist I am, it might be kind of fun to discuss if you had to have your peen described as a fictional character, be it then video game or otherwise. Who would you pick?
Now, this could be outside of the Nintendo brand of titles. or are we sticking truly to...
Well, why don't we do Nintendo, if you had to pick a Nintendo character, and if you could pick anyone else.
Okay, well, I mean, I think we can all agree that we'd all want to be Petey Piranha.
Oh, yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, that's a great choice.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
But don't let me put words into your mouth.
If it has to be the Mario EU, it's got to be Petey Piranha. Or maybe Koops from Paper Mario.
Or Dry Bowser.
Oh, Dry Bowser. Would Waluigi maybe? He's kind of like,
You pervert. Shut up.
Waluigi's a sinner. But
Yeah.
you can pick anybody.
Well, I feel like the layup here is a Mario pipe.
Oh, the pipe? Yeah.
It's just like, it's a big Mario pipe. Everyone loves riding it.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's just like, and it brings you to that secret room that's full of coins.
That we love so much. That dim, dark cave.
We've all been there.
Filled with money.
It's a rich green, which I assume is the same for everybody else. Just like a deep forest green.
That's what everyone strives towards.
Oh yeah, that's total goals.
And most importantly, the throughput is really good.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry too much about any kind of...
No, guys, the obvious one is the cactus guy, Spiny.
Oh, yeah.
He's a bunch of cactuses.
From all the desert levels. Yep.
What you want to probably avoid would probably be like the sun from the cactus level. 'Cause that just means there's like a burning going on that no one's having a good time with.
What would be the worst one? Like if they were like, oh yeah, that guy's peen looked like X, I'd be like, wow, that's
maybe like what's the name of the boot? It's only like it's in that one level of Mario 3 that's because it's so restricted. It's like a wind up.
Yeah, boot. The boot would be bad.
That's pretty terrible.
The easy pot shot, of course, I think is Shy Guy.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah. that's the one I wouldn't want to be likened
that hits
to.
a little close to home.
I think any of the Koopa kids, because people. Does anybody really like the Koopa kids?
Oh man, if someone was like, "Dude, your junk looks like Roy," I'd be like, "Damn it!"
Or there's like the generic one who's not a kid, Boom Boom.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
He's just some guy that's locked in a castle.
No, guys, the worst one by far, Donkey Kong Jr. Because his game is about math too, so I feel like that's a double insult.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like any member of the DK crew that has their own rap verse that just
you're right. The rap verse,
like Lanky Kong. Like I would not want my peen to be able to blow up like a balloon.
Chunky Kong would
actually.
Also...
Now that I think about it,
ooh,
actually that'd probably be...
Can I take that back?
Yes,
okay.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yes, you may.
Diddy Kong's just kind of just kind of small.
He can fire in spurts.
He can
wait,
fire
that's
in
No,
spurts.
no, no, no.
That's Donkey Kong.
His
You're right.
fire's peanuts.
You're right. Well, yeah. Now I'm thinking Nintendo, which is not bad because it's actually kind of what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
I would like to talk about. You guys have Switches, right? Nintendo
I do.
Switches.
I
So
do.
Indeed.
I'd like to talk about their online plan. Did you guys
Did
get
that come
it?
out today?
It came out today.
Came out last night. Yesterday.
night.
Oh,
I
yeah,
believe.
true. Last
But
night.
Still, I got it last night. It's $20 for a whole year of it, or you can do like 3 for like a month or something like that.
Gotcha.
Does that? Yeah.
I don't know
that's
why
it.
you wouldn't just drop the 20.
$20
You know,
isn't.
That's nothing.
Well, there are 2 complaints. Lots of folks saying, A, why should we have to pay for something you were already doing for free, something you had the capability to do for free, which I see that side of. And then the other side is, or the other thing is like, well, okay, you're saying that like, you're offering us these Nintendo games, but like NES games really aren't anything super special right now, especially
Yeah.
if that's what you're, like
You
if
can-
that's the virtual console.
You can get those for free on the computer.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
And play them on your phone.
Yeah.
People who want those games probably already have
They've
them.
already got them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I've got. I mean, I will say I did get it in River City Ransom. I played and was like, damn, this is really really good. Like,
Are there decent titles on there?
yeah. So let me pull out a list, but I will say that River City Ransom is definitely the standout for me.
I've never played it.
I hadn't either, actually. I'd known it. I'd heard of it. I'd seen it referenced a lot of times.
Yeah.
I had played Double Dragon, which is similar, but
I've played that.
yeah.
I think the big one for me was Super Mario Brothers 3, just because I
Yeah.
grew up on that game. But I don't know how much of that is nostalgia. I assume it holds up.
It's
but
good. I mean,
like-
it's a little weird to play because the buttons are not right next to each other. They're kind of on top, which is a little, I don't.
What do you think about the old school Joy-Cons that they're doing?
I like. I'm probably not going to buy them, but I do
Same.
like them experimenting with the Joy-Con. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I like that they exist.
Yeah.
I just don't think I'll get them.
Yeah, I won't get those, but I might get different ones. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for
Like,
sure.
Like the Wii peripherals, like the nunchucks or
Yeah.
what have you.
Oh, that'd be neat. Yeah.
I always thought that was cool that you could plug in a couple of different things.
Yeah. And it's like, I guess the current Joy-Cons, they're just nunchuck. The connector is just detached, right? Because you can already use both controllers separate from each other.
Right.
Yes.
Which I've actually really enjoyed using on the treadmill at the gym.
Oh.
All of a sudden, you can walk with a Joy-Con in each hand, and it becomes very easy to play Dead Cells whilst walking.
I gotta get Dead Cells.
It's fun. I've had a great time playing Dead Cells.
All right, let's see here. All right, so we've got Mario Bros, the original one.
Cool.
Excite Bike, Dr. Mario, Balloon Fight.
Oh, Balloon Fight's fun.
Yeah.
Balloon Fight is fun.
Hockey, just hockey,
Just
tennis,
hockey.
baseball. Yeah, the sports, Tecmo Bowl. No basketball representation, weirdly enough.
Huh.
Let's see what else. Super Mario Bros. 3, River City Ransom, Double Dragon.
No love for Super Mario Brothers 2, baby.
No Super Mario Bros. 2.
Damn,
baby.
give me-
Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels.
It's like
Are they gone as well?
They are not on there. I just,
Dang.
I don't know. So it's a bunch of the like classic quote unquote NES games. Excite Bike, I think I already said. Donkey
Yeah.
Kong,
By any chance, are these the same games that they released with the NES Classic?
Dr. Mario. Yeah. So
Is
that
this
was
the same?
So
It's
that's
starting
the
to sound
thing.
really
is-
familiar.
That's what came to mind when it was like, this isn't really much of a selling point. Like, because if you're a big fan of these games, if you really, really wanted to own them, you probably have an NES Classic. Except the fact that they're like really hard to own. You know what I mean? Like they were really, really, really hard to get a hold of because collectors and stuff, and like Nintendo didn't anticipate how much people would want them because they're really bad about that kind of thing. like
like-
astronomically bad.
Like Tickle Me Elmo bad.
Like to
Yeah.
the point where I think it's got to be on purpose, right? Like there's no way. Like the amiibo hunting and stuff. Like
They keep making decisions. And let me just go ahead and say off the top here, I love the Switch. I play my Switch all the time.
oh yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah,
We've
like-
talked about this before.
It's one of my favorite consoles that I've had, and I travel a lot, so I can play incredible games on an airplane. I love the Switch.
It's perfect for that.
Yeah.
Nintendo's online stuff just kills me.
Nintendo-
It's like how I think the thing that irks me the most is I like the cloud save functionality, and I really appreciate them having it. That they will erase your saves the day you miss a payment seems mean-spirited.
So actually, that got debunked.
It did get debunked. Okay.
There is a grace period. They won't keep your cloud saves if you don't have it, but if you miss the payment or whatever,
Right.
you've got some kind of grace period.
Oh,
but still,
gotcha.
I mean, if you like at all, like it's
Yeah.
kind of weird that they just don't let you have cloud saves.
Because like PlayStation gives you 6 months if you miss it. Is it that long? Do you know?
I don't know how long it is yet. I don't know if even they've said. I know that was like the common thing, and then some like game like Splatoon 2 or something had an update where it said it wouldn't be immediately.
Okay, well that is definitely positive.
But still,
I support that. And then not all games are going to support I really want cloud saves because of how much I travel with my Switch. At some point, it's going to get jacked, or I'm going to drop it. Right?
Yeah.
No matter how hard I try to be as good as I possibly can, it's going to end up underneath a tripod case or something.
Yeah.
Life happens.
I really want cloud storage for however many hours I've put into Breath of the Wild.
Garrett, that sounds like a good slogan.
Speaking of Breath of the Wild,
man,
I woke up to something that was just so lovely this morning.
Yeah.
I found that my dog had chewed up my copy of Breath of the Wild, and I'm gonna have to go buy a new one.
Which you are gonna do, of course.
I am. I'll probably go tomorrow.
I mean, bold statement here. Best video game of all time.
It's on its way. Is your copy on its way right now? Are you on your phone ordering it right now?
Yeah. Is it that obvious?
I'm in a pretty intense bidding war. It's gone over the price of a new one, but I have my pride to think about.
Yeah. Well, and see, I thought they put like a bitter thing on it,
did.
because they taste weird.
Yeah, you did taste it, didn't you?
I've tasted.
Did you taste one?
I've tasted it. They do taste weird.
Have you not tasted one, Nick?
I have not. I'd heard that they taste weird, but
They do taste weird, and I think they did it so your dogs won't eat them.
Or children,
Didn't stop them
because they're equally stupid and
Yeah.
should at least equally be like batted away by bad flavors.
newspapers.
Right.
No, bad flavors. Right.
Although I guess I've never known a dog to be the most like selective in flavoring. Now that you know what I mean? Like a dog's like, never mind. You know.
I'm not sure that this really tickles my palate.
No,
the way
thank
that
you. Not for me.
But right. So like, at least the good news with that is you didn't lose any data.
Right. I'll just buy another copy and
pick right up where you left off.
Right where I was. Yeah.
And especially if you had say your dog, God forbid, chewed up your actual Switch. If you had the save, it can be.
Which would be insane.
Yeah, well, you've got a big-ish dog.
Yeah. She's a German Shepherd.
Yeah, so little Shep.
probably take a big old bite out of it if she really wants.
Yeah, like cartoonish, like just one, like cookie crisp bite outline of it.
I mean, honestly, I couldn't even be mad at that.
Yeah, you'd be like, all right.
Yeah, fair enough.
Game recognized game. But does it feel to you guys, like even with the cloud save thing, that Nintendo's still kind of playing catch up with the online thing? And it's weird because
For sure.
And because like not being able to chat with randos is kind of weird.
Yeah, that's some of the most fun that you ever have playing online games, you know?
And I get it's the same with the friend code, right? The motivation behind those are the same thing, right? It's trying to keep it family friendly. So like your 8-year-old kid that's playing online won't get called the N-word a bunch of times by people who probably shouldn't be saying the N-word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, is that too far? What's the happy medium, you know?
I feel like there should be like different settings, you know?
And the Switch has those.
How tough is that, you know?
Yeah.
No, especially when the party system has been around since the Xbox 360.
Yeah, which like
Probably the original Xbox.
I didn't have an original Xbox. I don't know if they had a party chat system.
Maybe even the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Right? Like
this seems like something we figured out.
I feel like
back in 2005.
The Xbox 360 pretty much perfected it. Like there's nothing else you really need. You got your essentials there. Just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can make really restrictive parental controls. I remember I had a friend whose parental controls on their computer was so restrictive they couldn't search for things like assess because it had ass in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about assassin?
Or assassin.
Damn.
That has 2 asses in it.
That's true. That's
double
why,
ass.
That's why I've always said Assassin's Creed is the sexiest game franchise.
So hot. So you can just make the maximum parental control like puritanical if you want.
Yeah.
It seems crazy to make you have a smartphone to use your smartphone app to do party chat.
Well, so yeah, that's the other part is this friggin' app. Like,
Which is so weird.
Why is this not built in?
Have you looked at it?
I have not
Here,
actually.
I have it on my phone. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, let's see it.
So right now,
But like, who at Nintendo, by the way, was like, yeah, this is a good idea.
This is a good
I know, right?
You need to have a phone to use that. You know, like,
It's a conference call, right? Like,
Yeah,
you
right.
Just make a conference call.
it's just that. So right now, I'm looking at the app, and all I can tell is that there are 2 features. There's voice chat and something for Splatoon 2, which I don't own.
It says the Mystery Zone, and it's going to charge me $6.99 to click it.
Yeah.
Well, you're definitely gonna click it.
Obviously, that's
You got it.
$6.99.
Yeah.
I've heard there's nothing behind it, but like, I mean, they wouldn't put it
Look
there.
at the button.
Here, wait, let me see it.
Here, check it out.
Wow, that is that it?
That's it.
That is the
That's
most.
the whole app.
Come on,
It looks very empty, you know?
It feels kind of empty.
That's kind.
Yeah.
You know what? And kind of lacking. Bare bones is probably what I'll say for this online experience. I don't really mind having to pay for online. Like, yeah, it seems kind of lame to make you do it when they were not doing it before. And honestly, not even all games need Nintendo Online. You know,
Yeah.
do you guys know that? Like Paladins, for instance, made by Hi-Rez, they don't require you to have it to play online.
Oh,
Yeah,
really? You can play online without
I play
the-
Fortnite on my Switch, and you don't need Nintendo Online.
And I hear that's very popular these days.
Uh-huh.
Fortnite.
Fortnite? This Fortnite game. Have you heard of it?
I haven't.
Have you seen, folks, have you seen this? Have you heard about this? That's me doing my Jay Leno.
It's pretty good. He's holding his hand up over his chin to make it seem like,
a
he has
bigger chin.
The lantern jaw.
So, but like if you played Fortnite, yeah, I guess you probably have.
I tried it out last night, and it still lets me play.
Well, right. So like all of it just seems bare bones. You
Yeah.
know, like I don't mind the $20. Like these NES games seem okay. Like I wish there were better titles. Maybe there will be in the future. I just wish there were a better virtual console thing. You know?
And cloud saves for every game. I
Yeah.
know that they're worried about cheaters, but people have been cheating on Nintendo games without the need for cloud saves to try to exploit that. There were concerns about like the new Pokemon games that are coming out,
Yeah.
Pikachu and Eevee, supposedly will not support cloud saves because they're concerned about item duplication, exploits and stuff like that.
But will they support the Pokemon Bank? Do we know? I know you can transfer between this and Let's Go.
Yeah, so somehow
Or,
there's going to be some
Pokemon
sort
Go
of
and Let's Go.
interoperation between those two. So, but I mean, I assume unless they're all really concerned about people duplicating Zapdos.
Yeah,
Which,
Pokemon
if
Bank.
you could get like 12 Zapdoses. I would just.
I
run
would
them
have
around
12
everywhere.
Zapdoses. Yeah, I mean that's the not Bird Jesus. Who's Zapdos? And
Just the lightning one. It's real.
no,
spiky.
I know which one Zapdos is. Obviously,
sorry.
I mean, back when Twitch played Pokemon, he had a nickname, and I can't remember for the life of me. Pidgeotto was Bird Jesus, but I can't remember who Zapdos was. I just remember Zapdos was like the key to winning the game. You know what I mean? They had it.
Yeah.
That was like the big master plan. Was like we're gonna get Zapdos because he's really good against the game. Like we can just use Zapdos for the Elite Four to win, and they did.
What a pinnacle moment
Honestly.
when Twitch played Pokemon.
God,
That's wild.
it was so good. They still do it.
Really?
Yeah, they do.
Wow, that's awesome.
I think they're still doing Pokemon. I know they work through like most of the major Pokemon games. So
Dang.
yeah, they
That's
are.
so funny.
I know. So they'll probably do Let's Go, right? I imagine.
so, yeah.
You gotta.
They got it.
You guys
got
ever
it.
watched
Hang
the
on.
speed run of Pokemon Blue?
Yeah, it's crazy.
You can get all 151 Pokemon with just a copy of Pokemon Blue in like 2 hours.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this is crazy. And they break the game by going into the menus. There was a point where he sold the cancel button from the menu.
Oh.
And it's worth a lot of Pokemon money. And you can't lose the cancel button can't ever leave your inventory, so you can just sell it indefinitely.
What? That's wild.
It was nuts.
The speedrunning thing is crazy. Let's Go. I am excited for. I can't imagine they keep any of the same glitches and stuff the original did. Yeah. I don't remember if I think they kept them in the reboots, but they did talk about it a little bit in the Direct. Did you guys watch the Nintendo Direct?
I did,
we're on
yeah.
the Direct. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. What? This was better than E3. It was amazing.
It was.
What in
Yeah.
the what? Oh, we're getting new Animal Crossing, Isabelle and Smash, Katamari Damacy,
Luigi's Mansion 3.
Luigi's
Mansion
Mansion
3,
3,
yeah,
and like
yeah.
nobody's talking about it.
They
by the way.
led with that,
Yeah.
and then they just kind of glazed over that.
Yeah. A new RPG from the Pokemon folks.
Game Freak folks.
The
yeah.
Game Freak
Yeah.
folks. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
In like 2019.
Yeah.
Oh, did you mention Yoshi?
Yoshi, he's coming.
That looks great.
And he has a skin in new Smash Bros. Actually, he's going to be
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
you can
cool.
be Wooly Yoshi.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to be adorable.
Yep. I know. I'm very
love that.
excited. But I guess we'll just keep this discussion going on with the internet in later episodes as it churns out, and maybe we'll get more.
Yeah, because they're going to be constantly updating it as new titles come out.
Yeah, they've
and-
got to.
Yeah. I hope the Switch is finally the time where I can start getting some 64 games on my
Yeah.
on the Switch.
Yeah.
'Cause there's like I bought the rare replay just so I could play like Blast Core again.
Yeah.
Because I lost the power supply to my old Nintendo 64, and so now I have.
Oh,
Like,
I've got
two.
an extra.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, I've got 2 N64s, one of which is Garrett's actually.
Mine's still at your
And I
house.
have 3 power sources. I don't know where this third power source came from, but I do have it.
So where'd this one come
Yeah,
from?
if you,
It's the only way I can play Pokemon Snap.
Okay, real quick before we go to the bonus stage, every Nintendo console just seems like the perfect thing for a new like. The Wii comes out. I'm like, this is perfect for Pokemon Snap.
That's true.
Uh-huh.
Pokemon Snap. 3DS jumps out, and I'm like, this is perfect for Pokemon
perfect
Snap.
for Pokemon Snap.
The Wii U comes out. I'm like, perfect for
That
Pokemon
thing is
Snap.
perfect for Pokemon Snap.
It's perfect for
Absolutely.
Pokemon
You
Snap.
use the peripheral, and then you can link the 3DSs up to it, and it's perfect for Pokemon Snap.
Well,
Perfect
here's
Pokemon
the,
Snap.
the thing with the Switch. You got those gyro controls. You think it would be perfect for
It's
Pokemon
perfect.
Snap,
Perfect for
you know?
Pokemon Snap. Shit, when I got my first smartphone, I was like, this would be perfect for Pokemon Snap.
Why is this so hard? Nintendo! Get it together. We love you so much. We want to give you so many of our currency.
You can have my money. Just make the game. Just give me the
My
game.
money.
And this isn't a situation of like, well, a lot of gamers don't know what they want. You know what I mean? Like, because you see, like, we want this or whatever. Like,
Master Chief and Smash.
yeah, give us a Pokemon MMO. Like, nah, you probably don't actually want those things. They might not actually be good. They might screw up too much with the core gameplay. But come on,
You cannot
Pokemon
screw
Snap.
up Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap.
You can't.
Okay,
You can't screw it up.
I'm hot.
Also, I love the Switch. Can I just say?
Oh, it's-
like I just want to reiterate from the top. All this comes from a place of love.
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, no, same.
We know you could do better.
Like just go on the internet at any point and see what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
Nintendo is a company, as I think people say on the internet all the time, and I have said frequently, it's a company that it is the best game making company in the world, but the worst game business in the world. You know what I mean? They just have no idea how to run the business.
like-
Games, amazing. I love Nintendo. I am a diehard Nintendo fan.
I played a lot of Mario Odyssey.
Yes.
There's a lot
I
of
played
Mario
it this morning.
Yeah.
I'm playing it right now.
And I'm excited at how excited people are to make games for it.
Yeah.
Like all these games that I haven't had a chance to play, like Victor Vran, I actually picked up. For some reason, I got it for free.
What?
Hey, I don't want to brag. but,
humble brag.
Hey, sorry. Did I not mention that I got? But so it arrived. And I was like, because I wanted to play it when it
That's
first
like
came out.
the Van Helsing one, right?
It's in the style of sort of like Diablo 2.
Oh,
but,
cool,
Okay,
cool.
neat.
But the aesthetic is very similar to Van Helsing. So you're
Gotcha.
like a monster hunter, and you got like a sweet hat.
Oh, yeah. I've always said Sweet Hat is
Say
like...
no more.
Is a
Yeah.
top. Like, I mean, look at
Yeah.
all the greatest video game characters of all time. Mario, sweet hat.
Sweet hat.
Link, sweet hat.
Really
Master
does that.
Chief, sweet hat.
Helmets are basically hats.
That's what I'm saying. Mega Man, sweet hat.
Kung Lao, great hat.
Great hat. Top tier hat.
Really, just one of my
Ryu,
faves.
headband. But
Headband.
I'll give you a hat. I mean,
Close. Headwear. Can we just do headwear?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cloud. There is no way that thing is hair. That's got to be. I've
it's
seen
impossible.
I've seen him take it off, and he's just got like he's got like an undercut.
Right.
It's
He's just
a dyed blue undercut.
Guys.
yeah, because he was in the military.
That's
He's in the
right.
military cut.
Toad. Come on, Toad.
Toad. Oh,
Great
Toad.
hat.
We know.
Oh, now I'm sad again.
That, my friend, is called a callback.
Yes, it is. World of Warcraft, Jonathan Warcraft, he's got a hat.
Oh,
right.
John Warcraft. Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
main character of World of Warcraft.
Such a great hat. The Lich King also has a sweet hat.
The Lich King has a sweet hat.
Yeah, also World of Warcraft, though. I don't want to stay on World of Warcraft.
No,
too
I
much.
mean, that's cool. Jimmy Rayner.
Oh, man. So I'll know that I have an unlimited amount, like an exorbitant amount of money when I finally can go to Dragon Con dressed up in a working suit of Jim Rayner's power armor. I think that would be sweet because I'm a huge guy. I'm going to need fans in there because I run hot. I'm going to roll in there 8 feet tall with a big old gun that's probably made out of foam, and I'm going to be so happy.
Oh, yeah. That is a goal for sure. And speaking of money, why don't we go on over to our bonus stage? How's that sound?
I think
good.
that sounds like a fantastic idea.
Cool.
And then maybe I'll do like a sound effect here of Mario going.
All right, so today our proud sponsors are as follows. We have Echo Gear, your gear upgraded. Now, before we dive headfirst into this, which we are wont to do, I was not sent any copy for these, so I apologize to these sponsors, but we're actually going to make up some copy for you, just because we want to help sell your product.
Hey, sponsors, you're welcome.
And I think we actually found some copy for Echo Gear, so this could be cool.
Echo Gear. Mounts and accessories are top rated, ready to upgrade your gear. From full motion TV mounts to soundbar mounts, we've got your back.
So-
Echo Gear.
So what are some other important things that we could say that Echo Gear does? So they've got mounted stuff. So like you can mount on anything. Like maybe we include some like like an animal you can mount on, like mount on a horse.
You can mount on a rhino.
Yeah, you can mount a rhino. Like seriously, that hide with one of Echo Gear's mounts, honestly, you'll never want to mount on anything again or with anything.
And really, monitors aren't good if you can't see them.
Yeah,
You got to
that's
put them
true.
somewhere where you can see them.
Yeah,
that's true.
Echo Gear mounts.
Echo Gear, you got to put your monitor somewhere.
Yeah, because your monitor's not doing you any good on the ground.
I've always said that.
I've had my TV face down on the floor for months.
Yeah,
I wish there was something I could do.
Now there is.
Be a better way.
Now, thanks to Echo Gear, there is.
All right, so here's the deal. With Echo Gear, you can upgrade your gear and save 10% off by using our code 10RECTIFY at checkout, at purchase.
At pickup and checkout.
That's right.
Yeah.
We also have MetaThreads. That is the official jersey company of Rectify.
Ooh.
You don't want to be embarrassing on a date if you show up shirtless.
Yeah.
You're going to look so stinking stupid.
Dude, I friggin' hate it. So many times I've gone on a date.
Of course.
And I just forgot to put on a dang shirt.
I don't have any.
Yeah, I ran out. They got dirty, so I threw them away.
Yeah.
Also, sometimes you're out in the environment where it's not climate controlled. And you're just like, I'm cold. Or,
Oh, yeah.
I am pretty pale. I'm going to be burnt by the sun.
Oh, yeah.
And in those situations, you wish you had something between you and the elements.
Another point here. Let's say you did remember to wear a shirt, but it doesn't have your name printed on the back.
Oh, that's a big problem. Or our name, Rectify Gaming. I mean, if you have no merch that says Rectify Gaming, I know where you can get some merch that says
Rectify Gaming.
Yeah. And if you don't have any merch that says Rectify Gaming, you're wrong.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's MetaThreads, folks.
That's your opinion.
All right, next up, we've got Control Freak. Garrett, you've got thumbs.
I do.
You're known for that.
Oh, yeah. You ask people, and they're like, hey, tell me one thing about Garrett. And they're like, oh, the guy with the thumbs. Easy.
Well, if you're like Garrett and happen to have some thumbs, one or more thumbs, you should check out Control Freak. Control Freak is the leading developer of innovative gaming accessories that enhance the gaming experience and give gamers of all skill levels the competitive edge. They've got skins, thumbstick covers, grips, anything you need to enhance your game.
So if you're like me and you suck at Fortnite, and you're like, man, I wish I wasn't getting like completely wrecked by all these 12-year-olds, then hit up Control Freak and maybe their grips will help you out.
Or
I know I'm going to.
Or if you want to, practice holding a girl's hand,
Yeah.
I would say the grips are close to that.
It's close enough.
The regular one.
Also,
yeah.
I do want to get one of those the grips that like goes all the way across your Switch. I think
yeah.
those look really cool.
Yeah, those are sick.
And I'll have to check and see if they have any of
I
those.
believe they do.
I'll bet they probably do.
Yeah, they're real good.
Hey, don't quote me on that, but they might.
That's Control Freak for you. You can save 10% on all Control Freak products by using checkout code RCG. That's Rectify Gaming for you.
That sounds like a steal of a deal, Evan.
It is a stealing deal. All right, next up we have Outbreak Nutrition for they're like pre-workout, post-workout things.
Okay,
basically,
cool.
for when the apocalypse, horrifying outbreaks happen. You're
Yeah.
prepared. You are strong. You're ready.
Yeah.
You can bend a crowbar.
Oh.
In a second, crowbar's already bent, but you can do it again.
Yeah.
You could have a twice kinked crowbar, or you could pick an I-beam up and just
Yeah. When that fight or flight instinct kicks in, you've got options. You're not restricted exclusively to the flight, you know? And it's important. And it's important to have options.
I've always said that options are the most important, and Outbreak Nutrition will help you break out of your options.
You've always said that too.
It'll help you break into a new world of options. I think is what you mean.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You can break down a wall like the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. With Outbreak Nutrition.
This stuff sells itself.
Honestly.
Wow, this I'm looking at their
Looks-
at
it's
their
cool, right?
story. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lore here. There's a surprising amount of lore.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want a nutrition supplement that does not have a rich backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Wait,
Wow.
when you say lore, do you just mean like how the
no,
company
seriously,
found
listen
it?
to this. Our story. The year is 2044.
Oh, shit.
wow.
And the world has changed.
Oh, man.
In the early part of the 21st century, a mysterious and deadly virus swept across the globe.
Wait, we're in the early part of the 21st century.
Distrust, fear, and panic followed in its wake.
Oh, God.
We don't know who fired first. It doesn't matter. The heavens were traced by nuclear missile paths heading to targets all over the world.
This is amazing.
The world was set alight and a new world was created.
This is my new favorite sci-fi novel.
Those of us left to fight for resources, power, and the hope for a better life under the banner of the Outbreak Resistance. We forage and hunt in the skeletons of once great cities. We battle the evil, diseased Dawn army. We find survivors and provide them with the supplements and tools to survive the harsh environment and the bloodthirsty mutants.
This is so cool.
This is great.
Yeah, our products are designed to help you run faster, fight harder, and recover more effectively. Will you join us?
I
Hell
will.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's like, yeah.
That rules.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Wow. That is, so yeah, if you want all of that, Outbreak
And
Nutrition.
more.
And more. Our last sponsor, Autofull Gaming Chairs. They're some of the comfiest chairs I've ever had to sit in.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. Well, if you're gonna put your ass somewhere, you got to treat it well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't try to Google it, though.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do that.
I don't like to brag, but sitting, one of my favorite things. I try
yeah.
to do
Oh,
it
absolutely.
as often as possible.
And don't let this go to your head. You're really good at it.
I like to think I'm pretty good at it. So
Yeah.
when I'm picking my choice of sitting, like reticle.
That's like a popsicle, but it's a reticle. Like
When
a
I'm,
reticle
picking,
popsicle.
when I'm picking my sitting
of
accessories,
choice. Yeah.
Autofull Gaming Chairs is my top tier option.
Yeah.
Right? This is like the Meta Knight of chairs. It's like so good, it should probably be banned. This is like the dual.
Nerf your chairs.
Do you remember in Call of Duty, the original, or is it Modern Warfare 2, I think, when you could have the akimbo shotguns and it was just like,
Oh,
boom,
yeah.
it?
Oh, my
this
gosh,
is the
the
chair.
Model
This
1887s.
is the chair version of that.
Pre-patch Model 1887.
Yeah. And it's the best. Yeah. All right, well, gentlemen, I think we did a pretty good job.
You're gonna want these chairs.
You're gonna want
You want these chairs.
Yeah,
you want
you're-
pre-patch Model 1887s, and you want these chairs.
your
Yeah.
lower half and also your upper half will thank you for having these chairs. All right, well, let's get back to the episode. What do you say?
Yeah.
Evan, I say yes.
All right, thank you, Garrett. No, it seems
the
like
eyes have it.
now that it's, I'm glad there wasn't a holdout like last time where we couldn't get on with the podcast for another hour and a half.
We stayed in the ad break for a while.
There was like an hour and a half to 2 hours of deliberation. It was like 12 Angry Men. What a fun bonus stage. I feel richer as a person.
I feel richer as a person. Damn it! You said richer as a person.
I feel richer as a person.
Nice.
I love the bonus stage, but I feel like we should be beating up a car more. You know what I mean? We should get a car in the studio.
Oh my gosh! I drove a tank over a car.
What?
I don't know if you saw this video.
In
but
a video game?
No, what?
No, like in real life. And full disclosure, I didn't get to drive. I was riding in like the Sergeant Hammer compartment.
Oh, well, in
Yeah.
that case, it sucks. No, what? That's like the coolest sentence anyone has ever said to me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It felt like this is sweet. I'm riding behind. So it was a bachelor party up in the mountains of Georgia where there's a dude. His name is Todd. He's amazing. He looks exactly like you think he does.
Oh, yeah. I've got a very clear picture of Todd in my head.
Is he wearing fatigues?
I am 100% sure I'm right on this one.
Yep. He's got 3 tanks up in just a mud pit of a lot.
3?
That's
3.
awesome.
How do you get 3 tanks?
The same way you get a 1919 machine gun from the year 1919.
Wow.
And so for this guy's bachelor party, he was like, all I want to do is drive a tank over a pickup truck. It's like, we can do that.
You can do anything you want. Well, this is kind of silly, but ever since I was a little boy, I've always wanted to drive a tank.
I've always hated pickup trucks.
What if I told you could drive a tank over one?
At first you had my interest, and now you have my attention.
Yeah. So it felt so. That's what the Street Fighter 2. So before you drive the tank over the truck, you get to smash it with sledgehammers. It felt very much like Street Fighter.
That sounds great.
Because there comes a point where hitting the windows is really fun because there's like a big explosion, like
Yeah.
mirrors,
Yeah,
or like
of course.
lights and stuff. But there comes a point where it's just like sledgehammer into metal. It's like, okay, we're at an impasse.
All right.
Okay, truck.
The
I see
hammer
you.
is no longer working. Perhaps the next logical step in the man-made
Because
tools.
tanks are just big hammers.
I've always said that.
That's true.
You say that a lot.
I
You
do.
With
say that a
no
lot.
context.
Man, tanks are just big hammers.
Sometimes in my sleep through my night terrors. Hey Nick, did you see the Hearthstone patch notes?
Yeah.
They're not like patch notes.
Sort of like what they're checking on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So,
intrigued.
Garrett, I know you're not a huge Hearthstone fan.
I mean, I've dabbled,
yeah, you've dabbled,
but
so,
I have not seen the patch notes.
So right. So what they're doing is they are now just trying to be a little more transparent with like the developer, like what they're doing.
That's cool.
So like there's a card, for instance, called
The Giggling Inventor
Giggling Inventor, correct? And it is it's a pretty good card.
is very good. It's being played 30% of the time.
I remember when I saw the card. So what it does is it's a 5 cost, which is like halfway. Each turn it goes up. I don't want to say halfway through a game because some games go really long in some games.
And if you're a druid, you can have 5 mana by turn 3.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, maybe by turn 1, actually. Now.
If you really go for it and you have a couple of biology projects.
Right.
Yeah.
Either way, it's like a mid-level play, but it's just got a lot of value because it's a weak-ish minion, but it summons 2 other good weak-ish minions. Right.
And it really slows a game down.
Yeah.
If your game plan requires you to survive against an aggressive board-centric strategy, it summons 2 1/2s with taunt and divine shield.
So what the taunt means, you have to attack the. I don't know if you're.
You have to attack that minion.
Right, and then divine shield for the uninitiated absorbs 1 burst of damage, basically.
1 hit of any amount of damage.
Right. So it's pretty. I mean, it's a really really good defensive card. It like. When I first saw it, I was like, "This is nuts!" Like even having one guy even summoning one of those would probably see play.
Yeah, well, because the guys that it summons used to be a card.
Yeah, right.
The little 1/2 Divine Shield taunt tokens used to be a standalone card that cost 2 mana,
and it was played in a lot of decks. And Noeotron, he was he's my boy.
He's everywhere.
Hello. Yeah, he's great. So what they said in the in the patch notes is they're like, well, we don't really see a problem with this card yet, but we're definitely keeping an eye on it because it could be.
Yeah.
Right.
And that seems like one where you could probably just make the giggling inventor herself a little worse. Like she's a 2/1 right now.
What are you going to do? Make her a 0/1?
Make her a 1/1?
A 1? Yeah.
Something like that.
Even that seems like, I just like the card itself is just good.
It is.
You know, and I don't, it's one of those things. I don't know if it's like, having natural counters to like aggro and stuff in games like that. Really in any game, having natural counters to aggressiveness is pretty good. But usually kind of the trade-off with aggressiveness is like that you run out of steam pretty quickly, right? Like that's kind of the trade-off is that if you are aggressive, you are spending your, like in Overwatch, if you go in and you pop all your powers, you then have to wait for them to cool down.
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of like, if you already have the huge backside of trying to play this and you have stuff that counters it, it's really, there's a delicate balance when you're designing a meta.
For sure.
So the thing I kind of wanted to get into is, how do you make a meta? You know what I mean? Where does a meta come from? How does it develop? That kind of thing. Is it the designer's responsibility?
Yeah, I find metagames just fascinating to think about. And I'm not by any means a game designer.
No, hobby. I'm a hobbyist game designer.
Yeah.
I make card games. I'm
cool.
currently designing a fan set of the old Naruto trading card game, which is. I like Naruto, okay, but this game is way better than it should have been. It's like this perfect mix of like board to card game, and I'm making a fan set for it for our like D&D characters and stuff. It's been really fun, but also like I'm having to like be like, okay, does this like match up to this? Like will this card get totally screwed by this? You know what I mean? And like I once heard that any playtesting you do will be figured out within 15 minutes of the set being out, because like. When you're playtesting something, especially like Hearthstone or Overwatch or something like that, or even like Call of Duty or Fortnite, you're testing with, if you're lucky, 2% of the people who play the game. I mean, that's a crazy amount more are going to play this game than play tested it, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to have a lot of different minds on it. Like, so for Hearthstone, when you're making a deck, or when you're making a set, for instance, everything you plan will probably be figured out, right? So, like, what do you guys think about designers coming in and patching it and, like, changing some of those things that they didn't plan for versus just keeping things the way they are?
I think that's just a fact of games. Like, that's just how it is. We were talking a little bit before we started recording, but you look at games like Fortnite, like, they're not going to make a Fortnite 2. They're just gonna.
If it's so good, how come there's not a Fortnite 2?
Yeah. No, that game's just gonna evolve.
Keep being Fortnite.
Exactly.
Right. No, totally. It's the same with like League of Legends. There will not be a League of Legends 2. It's just whatever it's the new season or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll be very surprised if there's a Dota 3.
Yeah. Well, this Dota 2 is no longer just a Warcraft mod.
Right. That's right. They had to make it a 2 so that they could get out of the Warcraft 3 engine.
Right. So, but the problem with that kind of updating is that you can't then go back and play like World of Warcraft. Look at that. A lot of people wanted to play original WoW. Finally, they're adding support for it.
Oh, really? They're adding like vanilla servers or something? Or?
It is like
that's right. I saw it in the Carbot cartoon.
The what?
So Carbot makes cartoons, just cartoons about all kinds of Blizzard properties.
Right.
Sure.
And so the one that he did a cartoon version of the Battle for Azeroth.
Oh.
And like the clouds parted and it just said vanilla WoW. And I didn't exactly understand what it meant until you said they're adding vanilla servers. Like, oh, that's a feature.
Yeah.
Right. It's not a bug. It's a feature.
It's a feature.
Right. So like people wanted to play like the kind of thing they came into and playing it. But at some point, you add so much to these games and you change so much that they are no longer the same game, right?
Yeah.
Like look at Smite, for instance, or something like that. Smite, when it first came out, is crazy different, and you could probably never play Smite 1 again unless you have like know a guy or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or unless you like hack it to hell.
Yeah.
You just can't, right? Like we can't go back and play only Naxxramas Hearthstone.
Right. We would have to do it ourselves.
Yeah,
We would have
that
to, well, even then, the cards have been fundamentally changed inside the interface.
Right. So
Because what's the
well, Ragnaros is gone.
not only that, there's like the death. What's the guy? He's like a 1-mana 1/2 that originally gave
Corpsetaker?
+1/+1.
Or Corpsetaker.
Undertaker.
Undertaker.
Something.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah. Anyway,
I thought it was Corpsetaker.
Corpsetaker's a current one that gains like Wind Fury, Taunt, Divine Shield.
Oh,
Lifesteal,
you're right.
If those effects are in your deck still. There was a Naxxramas card that was a 1-mana 1/2 that gained +1/+1 every time you played a Death Rattle creature.
And there were a lot of really good Death Rattle creatures back in the day.
And so all you had to do was win. All you had to do was have those a lot of the times playing Zoo or something like that, and you could win a lot of games. And so they changed it. So then it was only gained +1 attack, I want to say.
I believe that's correct. So it doesn't have the survivability, but it does still have like that lethality in theory. But like we can't go back and play those games.
But yeah, that's it, the card is changed, and the client is universally updated across all platforms.
So there's not like a natural way to do it. So what do you guys think about that? Like people clamored for Vanilla WoW, and finally they caved in. But there were only like fan servers and stuff before, right?
Well, for me, I played a lot of RuneScape back in the day.
Ah, yes.
Yes. Did you, Nick?
I have not played RuneScape.
I know
but it
you
looks
didn't.
like now
I
that
was a
I'm
Maple Story boy.
Yeah.
Now that I'm on Twitch, apparently I get some RuneScape loot or something. So
Oh.
maybe it's time for me to install it on my.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple months back, I went and played some old school RuneScape because they have dedicated servers for it now. And it was pretty much exactly the way I remembered it.
Yeah.
And it was fun for a little bit, but also I think a lot of the reason why I liked it was just nostalgia,
Yeah. Well, right. But so that was the 2007, right?
Yeah, 2007, 2009, that era.
Have you played because they have a new version?
I haven't. It's RuneScape 3. It's a completely different game.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's like they released RuneScape 3. It just like, from what I understand, they just patched it
It's
to
this
that
third
point.
season of RuneScape,
Yeah.
right? So like, I don't know. I mean, there's totally value in going back and being able to play some of the games that you fell in love, the way that you fell in love with some of these games, right?
Yeah. Like the last, I played League in like 2009 for a little bit, and I haven't played it since. If I was going to go home and download League of Legends and try to play it, it'd be a completely different game. I would have no idea what's going on.
And like, I'm a little, quote unquote, a little more used to this because like I come from like a trading card game background, right? That's where most of my like high level gameplay, that player of games comes from.
And those sets rotate all the time.
Right,
Like,
so sets rotate
rotating in and out of the format and
But
stuff like
even then, with like Magic the Gathering, there are other formats. You know what I mean? Like my cards from old sets, I can't use them in like standard, quote unquote, but I can go back and use them, right? And other things.
that. What's that called? Legacy or something?
So there's Modern, there's Legacy, there's EDH, there's lots of now there's Brawl, I think is the new one, where it seems really neat actually. But I haven't played it. But like there's something I think cool and important about supporting those in different ways, because like when I first came into Magic, for instance, all the cards are totally different. The cards that I used competitively back then are not really viable anymore, like during the Theros block, or at least they wouldn't be. They would just be like trash or for fun without him, and that sucks.
Right.
Yeah, like, and there are definitely games that have been ruined with like patches. Like look at like they undid it, but like Paladins, there was a really bad controversial patch and it sucked. The game changed entirely, and it wasn't. I stopped playing at that point. I have since gone back to it a little bit more, but like,
Which patch are you talking about?
it was, oh god, I can't remember what patch it was, but basically it made it pay to win. There was just like 1,000 things you had to collect, and it was really weird, and I can't remember exactly the specifics of it, but it was bad, and they undid it.
Yeah.
Right. So like,
That's smart. That's good.
yeah,
At least
good
they
on
undid it. Yeah.
good on you, high res. But it's still like, I don't know. I think that like being able to change a game is good, right? But like, I don't know. What we were talking earlier, Bloodborne.
Yeah, so Bloodborne, not to bring it back to speedrunning again, even though I just said not to bring it back to speedrunning.
Well,
Let's bring it back to speedrunning
Again,
for just a second.
those breaks are how you know the game, how the game breaks.
Yeah, and so there's a category of speedrunning for Bloodborne that is in order to do the speedrun, you have to have a disc of Bloodborne, and then you have to have a PlayStation not connected to the internet.
That's never been connected to the internet.
Well, you would have to like format it. You could like format the PlayStation, then just never connect it to the internet.
God.
There's like because the game will try to update,
Right,
so you
and
have,
fix itself.
right. So you have to have a PlayStation that has never patched Bloodborne, or you have to like erase all your patch history and all that kind of stuff. You need a vanilla install Bloodborne version 1 off the disc. Because there are things that have been patched out of the game because they were exploitative, and of course, speedrunners love their exploits.
Yeah. That's the point.
That's exactly. Breaking the game is super fun, and then a game especially as hard as Bloodborne, we can see it just get wrecked.
Yeah, absolutely. So like,
but so then the post launch support is just such an interesting and so uniquely video game thing because you can't post patch support Settlers of Catan like we were talking about.
It's true. Well, and or even like in Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic and probably some other, and most card games, they have things called erratas where they have a print of a card, right? And that card might be, say, powerful or weirdly worded. Like this happened in the Dragon Ball Super card game not that long ago. They released a card, it was Hercule for the Dragon Ball fans among us. And
Mr. Satan.
Mr. Satan.
Mr. Satan,
the World Martial Arts Champion.
Dude, I saw him at Dragon Con.
Oh, hey. Did he look similar to me but with a handlebar mustache?
Actually, he kind of did.
I am so mad I didn't get a single picture of that.
Me too.
I know.
I wanted to see that.
I know. So one cosplay I did that I didn't get a picture of. But I digress. The way that the card was worded, it was missing a comma, or a comma was misplaced or something. That basically gave you 2 free energy from the top of your deck, so you could ramp super hard. When the way the card was actually phrased is that it was supposed to just replace 2 of yours, like you shuffle them back into your hand or something like that. But so they were like, we're gonna errata this, and when you see this card, you have to play it as though it had that comma, or
Sort of a let's eat grandma
it is
scenario.
exactly a let's eat grandma scenario, or hell, jack off a horse.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was like, we're gonna eat grandma. Oh, this needs a comma.
It's about the commas. Right.
Got it.
So like they do sort of have those, but those are weird because you can just totally ignore those if you're playing casually, you know?
Right.
Or like a ban list, for instance. That's not like a hard ban because I can still see and use those cards. Whereas like casually, whereas like in Hearthstone, a hard ban of one of these cards is actually just changing it. So it fundamentally works differently. And there's no way, because the game is automated, for you to play it as if it were,
right,
working the same as if it were beforehand.
And there's been inside StarCraft 2, they took out units. Like units are just not in the game.
They're just gone.
They're just
and they never existed. Don't ask about it.
It's like they were never there.
Peter's dead, Nick.
But I feel like I got to play with him.
Yeah, you do feel like that, don't you?
I do feel like that.
Repress those feelings.
Okay.
So, all that being said, verdict: do we like it or do we not like it? Because go on.
Well, I was gonna say, here's a thought: do games that constantly change their meta make it difficult for new players to pick it up?
In some cases, no. Again, coming from the card game world, I think that actually a rotating standard makes it easier to.
Yeah.
But that's a little different because you don't have to learn as many cards. For instance, like if you were to start playing Magic today, there's like 2-3 sets that you can comfortably check out, build a deck around, and this is like a good starting point for you, right? Whereas like if you came in and every card was available to you, you'd be overwhelmed. You have 20 plus years of, or 20-ish years. I have no idea how long.
That'd be insane.
Maybe 30 years. Either way, you'd have 30 years of cards to catch up on.
Yeah.
And like
too many years, if you ask me.
It's a lot of years.
Garrett caps out at 4.
I can't even count to 4.
Right. So yeah, they can make it more accessible, and accessibility is obviously a really, really important. I think.
Yeah,
to
for arguably the most important.
Yeah.
Well, except for good graphics.
Good graphics.
Oh, of course.
Good graphics,
everybody
number
loves
one.
good
Come
epic
on.
graphics. Oh, dude, good
If
epic
you
graphics.
have your monitor mounted on one of those mounts we were talking about, you want to make sure that picture is as rich and detailed as possible.
That's
Yeah.
Echo Gear, baby.
One of those Echo Gear mounts on your Rhino. You're going to want to make sure that Echo Gear mounted Rhino monitor is showing you only the highest fidelity graphics possible.
Well, we're trying to work out a deal where we can get our podcast to have just like really good graphics.
Yeah, but we're working on the podcast having good graphics. Right now, I would say our podcast has not good graphics.
But
We're
that's
at
the
like
nice thing.
480p.
We can fix the meta later, though. That's the nice thing
Exactly.
about
We can
it.
patch it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But should we? Will people want to come back and do vanilla podcast with like vanilla podcast graphics?
Podcast 1.0.
Yeah, like are people going to be like trying to get PlayStations, formatting the hard drives, and putting in the original disc to do podcast version 1?
Well, I'm going to change my name at some point. You know?
Yeah, that's true. You're going to go through some phases.
Yeah.
For sure. We're going to replace Garrett with a talking panda, maybe.
Yeah.
We're going to get crazy.
Season 2 is going to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be wild.
We're introducing these cool new loot boxes. I think you guys you're going to be really excited about this.
Oh,
there's a little bit of
boxes.
grind in there.
We'll definitely touch on loot boxes.
Oh my gosh.
Soon.
Did you guys hear about Shadow of War?
No.
Oh my gosh, Shadow of
my
War.
brother has that
This
game.
is kind of old. This is old news. As of July.
yeah,
They took the store out, and then they realized like, oh, our game is bad if you can't buy loot boxes. It's like, oh, this game isn't fun, so they had to rebalance the whole game.
Wow.
Because they took the loot boxes out.
Speaking of fun games, folks, what are you guys playing this week?
Oh, man.
That brings us to our final segment.
And it's called, Folks, what are you playing this week?
Folks, what are you guys playing this week?
Folks.
Oh, I don't know. I thought we had a sound cue for this.
Oh. Hang on, let me pull it up.
That you so lovingly crafted
Yes,
for
I
us.
did. And Evan, I want you to do it again. I want you to say it again. And
Folks, that brings us to the close of our podcast. What are you guys playing this week?
Where the video games?
there it
That
is.
was so much better than I could have ever possibly thought it would be.
Yeah, this week I have been playing. Well, I just recently got my Switch for my birthday.
Oh, yeah,
a couple
that's
weeks
right.
ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
congrats!
So I'm a new proud Switch owner.
I'm surprised we got to see you. I'm
I
glad.
know.
It was
Yeah,
great to
I
see
know,
you.
right?
I'm
Yeah,
glad-
you're lucky I'm even here.
I feel bad for pulling you away from it though.
What? So I imagine you have the staples: Mario, Zelda, maybe a third.
I've got Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
Oh, Mario
which is
Kart's so
fun as
It's so
hell.
good.
Dude,
I
that
didn't have
game
a
was
Wii
friggin'
U, but
fun.
Yeah, but Mario
Yeah.
Kart 8 on the Switch is just like, this is fantastic.
Yeah, I think Mario Kart 8 is going to be my pick.
Mario Kart 8.
That's what I've been playing. Well, it's just like, and it's the perfect party game, you know? I went over and hung out with my girlfriend at work. She's like a receptionist, and I just set up my Switch there, and we played Mario Kart together at the desk.
Isn't there
It was awesome.
Segue. Isn't there a fancy name for a receptionist, like a desk therapist or something? You know, like, aren't you not supposed to call them receptionists now?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Is it a like a front door engineer?
Yeah, it's something like that, like a buzzer artist.
Right, something.
I don't know. I have no idea, but
I'm going to have to look into that.
honestly, I don't have it for my Switch, and you came over not that long ago because we were supposed to watch the Direct, but I screwed up about what time it was.
Oh, yeah.
And we just played Mario Kart, and that was some of the most fun I've had.
It's fun. Like, it's casual, but like you can get into it, and it's just, I don't know. I think this is the best iteration of any Mario Kart game that I've played, except for maybe Double Dash, because Double Dash is just
Super fun.
But
so
imagine
fun.
if they had just patched over Double Dash, right? If it was
And-
right.
I'm holding out for that DLC because that would be so sick.
What DLC?
Well, I'm just
Oh, like a Double Dash.
like a Double Dash. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
no, that
Double
would be
Dash.
that'd be
so
sick.
awesome.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
That'd be
it?
so good.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
And can I also just say that I love that Rosalina is in Mario Kart 8?
Yeah,
because
I do
she's
too.
she is my favorite Mario princess. I guess she's a queen. She's my favorite Mario royalty. Just because she doesn't really need Mario's help that much.
Oh, neither.
Yeah.
Do I'm a Pauline man for the same reason, actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She she's a mayor.
Yeah.
She is an international pop star. Like,
Sure.
Just like a jazz musician.
well, yeah, what does she need Mario for? Get out of here, you iTal.
She's not
Also-
great. She's not great at restarting power plants. But
Eh.
aside from that,
Other than that, has led to a pretty decent infrastructure of New Donk City.
yeah.
And she got down there in heels somehow. Which
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just looked at those heels and I rolled my ankle. I just, yeah. What is Mario, by the way? Because I was like,
He's
okay,
Italian.
is that? I just don't know.
He's a
'Cause,
little
like,
iTal.
in New Donk City, he's the only one who's shaped like that.
That's what Italians look like. Have you seen
that-
an Italian?
I guess I had never seen them in their native habitat
Yeah.
before.
Mario Odyssey opened up a whole new can of worms that
Yeah.
I don't think we're prepared to get into.
As an Italian, I finally felt represented.
Man.
Oh man, how about you, Nick? What are you playing?
Oh man, so I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I got Victor Vran for free on the Switch.
You might have
big shot.
you might have mentioned it.
So just in case, I don't know if that snuck by. But
Did you? Did you get it? How much did you pay for that?
I paid $0.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Say that again. How many dollars?
I paid $0
Wow. So you got that for free.
for free.
Dude, that's sick.
That's
Every
sick.
time I turn it on, I'm just like, this is free.
This would have been worse if I had to pay
If I
for
had
it.
to- I really like action RPGs though, so I've been enjoying that. I've also
Hell
been
yeah.
playing so when I'm not traveling and I don't have my Switch and I'm actually like at my house
Because you
sitting on my
travel a
couch.
lot.
Yeah.
I do. But when I've been at home recently, I've actually been playing Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4. It's really fun.
I'm gonna relay that. I've been playing it too.
That game
yeah.
makes me wish I hadn't sold my PS4.
Yeah, it
It's-
should.
That and God of War are like, maybe exclusives are what it takes to make sweet single-player experiences.
That's why I bought the Switch.
Yeah, exactly. They're just lovingly crafted, man. Like you can tell the people who like made Spider-Man are really big Spider-Man fans. That's like they just understand what makes a Spider-Man game good. My buddy Sam and I have been playing through it, and it's just been a delight.
Yeah.
It's like it's just perfect.
It's just fun to be Spider-Man. And so legend has it that they just said, make a superhero game. You can pick any superhero. And they were just like, Spider-Man.
That's the easy. It's so
We're
easy.
gonna do good web swings.
We're going to do a good movement system, and
Dude.
you're going to get to be Spider-Man.
And you can do tricks in the air.
And the scariest
awesome.
thing isn't going to be the supervillains. It's going to be being a college graduate.
It's like mind blowing. I was like, missions. All right, who am I defeating now?
You have to work with your ex.
Yeah, it's like that's
the
like,
debt collectors are coming.
Oh, no.
Here's the thing. It's got this like ominous music, and I'm like, is somebody Pet Scorpion's gonna be in my f***ing apartment or something like that? And it's like eviction notice, and I was like, oh no! And you have to like go dig through the trash to find your stuff. It's so good. It captures that Peter Parker experience so perfectly.
Being a penniless nerd is hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to
And like,
do.
there's a great thing where he like works with Dr. Octavius, and he's like, I could have had a lot of money making, a job at Oscorp, but doing the Octavius thing, I'm trying to make a difference and stuff. And it's like, you fool! It's totally the Peter Parker thing. You fool! Like, yeah, you could.
You handsome fool.
He is quite handsome. He's got bushy brows. Again, finally feeling represented.
Represented.
Also, real quick, totally unrelated.
Yeah.
Well, I guess barely related.
Go on.
But why has Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin become such a meme as of late?
Because it's perfect.
It is. I'm not saying it's not. It's just I feel kind of blindsided.
Choose Spider-Man.
Choose Spider-Man. I'm usually pretty good at like predicting that kind of stuff.
That's true,
And
actually.
that just came way out of left field.
God.
Is your-
Godspeed,
what-
Spider-Man.
Before we end, Garrett, what's your meme prediction for this week? What is
Oh,
going to catch?
man.
What piece of culture is going to catch fire?
Oh, meme fire. The hottest of fires.
Yeah, that's tough. You put me on the spot here. I'm just gonna
Toss a Hail Mary.
yeah. I'm thinking the Noid.
Avoid that.
Yeah, avoid the Noid.
Avoid the noise.
Yep.
I think he is due for a surge in popularity, given all what's going on with Papa John.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's what I'm going with. I'm trusting my gut.
Cool. Well, everybody avoid the Noid.
Or maybe Pepsi Man. Oh, I don't know.
Garrett, you got to pick. I think it's Noid. Pepsi Man has had various levels of popularity.
Let's say the Noid. I'm sticking with it.
Cool.
I saw a speed run of a Pepsi Man game.
That's what
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying. Somebody did that.
I forgot that
Yeah.
there was that.
Anyway, this has been Get Wrecked, a podcast brought to you by Rectify Gaming. Shout out to our sponsors, Echo Gear, Meta Threads, Control Freak, Outbreak Nutrition, and Autofull Gaming Chairs.
All right, so everybody out there, I want to thank Evan. I want to thank Garrett. Thank you guys so much for being here. And remember, everyone out there in podcast land, wreck or get wrecked.
Boom!